Sorry, am I keeping you something, Spider?
Yeah.
I wasn't going fast
Chop
enough.
chop. I like talking to other people.
All right, I'll shut up then, and we'll say g'day to Sam. Sam, are you there, mate?
You guys hear me?
Yep, we can. We got
Hi,
you.
Sam.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, bro.
Yeah, so from Deep South.
Hey.
The other day, you guys said, I think I put in the chat, I was like, I voted ACT.
Oh.
And you were like, why?
No.
Yeah,
No, hang on. You didn't say I voted ACT. You said I voted ACT and you're not getting what you voted for or something? What was that? What was the whole message?
Yeah, well, they pretty much went rogue. But, like, I feel like this has happened with every election, where pre-election they give you a bunch of promises.
Yeah.
And then they just do something completely different. And I'm kind of thinking, how do we choose who we're going to vote for if they're not going to do what they say they're going to do?
Let's just take a half a step backwards.
Me first.
Okay. Sheesh.
Can I ask you, what was the things that you voted on? Like, what were the top, one or two items that they were promising that you voted on?
And what happened to that? Like, what did you vote for? And the flip side of that is, and what did you get?
Yeah.
Like, I'll be honest, I probably knew not enough about what I was voting for. Right. So I just went on instinct and was like, I didn't like the idea of co-governance or like the waiting list thing where, some people would be prioritized for wait lists. What was another one? There's a few ones. It's kind of like between me and my wife, we're like, we agree on this, and I think we'll just swing this way because, we previously voted top because like they were progressive, and we were like, we want what they were fighting for, and then that kind of just turned to shit. So
I mean,
and I would have voted Labour. Honestly, I would have voted Labour if they had good policies, but just none of them hit home for me, or none of them delivered anything meaningful for my family, I guess.
So now go to the other part of the conversation. What do you see that you got that you're like, what the fuck?
The smoking.
Right.
Like, who asked for that? Honestly,
nobody.
No one. Yeah.
The tobacco companies.
Yeah. So true. Chris Bishop and his mates.
I guess the union stuff. Right. I don't know. I quite like my union because they've kind of helped me in the past, and I've had multiple different engineering and manufacturing roles. I've been made redundant 5 times. I'm 33, and it's kind of like the union does have your back when times are tough.
But I don't see how ACT and unions fit together. ACT,
no, they don't.
Right.
And I didn't realise that at the time.
Right,
like
this
afterwards.
Is the post. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, obviously, I mean, I'm one person out of the entire people who voted, but I kind of want my votes back.
You're kind of not the first person to have said it on my comments and things like that either. So...
Like, I've changed my mind.
Yeah, but don't feel bad. Just, now we move on and we try and fight this in a different manner, basically. So, yeah.
Can I ask a question, Spider?
I
have 2 questions. Yes. Am I allowed to ask them now, Spider? Please?
Sam, is he allowed to ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Here's my 2 questions. If the election was today, who would you vote for?
Oh.
Labour.
Okay, so knowing what you know today, you would vote for Labour over ACT today?
Yep.
Okay, and the other thing is, how long have you been watching us?
Since January.
This year?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why.
I think it was
that's why you voted
some
ACT,
bombshell dropped, and then I was like looking at, I don't know, the news on YouTube, and then I seen your stream, and I was like, mate, this is interesting.
I just wish you had found us in September of last year. You might not be feeling so sad about things at the moment.
Yeah,
well,
but
that's true.
No, that's
we can
interesting
all look
to know.
back with hindsight, though. I'm not gonna begrudge.
That's my 2 questions, Spider. That's my 2
promise.
questions. You can take over again now, Spider. I've asked my 2 questions.
Well, just keep watching because BHN is awesome and it is a really good news source. And I'm really glad that you're here now because it, warms my heart that people are like, oh, shit, and are now seeking out some sort of, you know, real chat about what's going on. So so glad you're here now, Sam. Thank you.
Thanks,
I
Sam.
do feel like there's got to be some change in the way our democracy is run, because it feels like you've just got no control. Like, you vote every 3 years, and the thing you vote for just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Or just like really terrible things happen. It's kind of like, where the hell did this come from?
Well,
you guys weren't campaigning on that.
Yeah, this is
and
different.
yet-
This current one is different. There's never been anything like this before. I mean, you mentioned smoke-free, there's never been anything like this before. Often they'll talk a big game before the election, and then they'll carry out a part of it, and it'll have a watered-down version. This is like what they promised before the election on steroids. There's nothing to compare to what's happening this time around ever before. But you're still right. Often they'll promise the world, and then one of the things of MMP, it means more opinions can be in there, but it also means that there are more people to hold back on some of the more extremes, which is why Labour lost out so much last time around. Yes, I know there was the pandemic, and I know they did lots of things, but they were the first ones to have that majority that could have almost done anything they wanted to. But
didn't abuse it.
Didn't abuse it. Yeah, but
they could have immorally blasted through all sorts of, really awful agendas, personal agendas even, but they didn't abuse it. But now that whole thing's been abused.
I remember Jacinda and Grant Robertson coming to Hillside, and I just despised them at the time. I just hated them. I was like, you had no guts to call people out when they were doing things wrong. Like, we had a whole heap of scandals and stuff, and I was just like, I don't know. I feel like if I had done those things, I would have been thrown under the bus.
Yeah, but, I mean...
Yeah, I just couldn't turn myself to vote for them this time around.
That's cool, Sam. That's,
Look, I admire your position, and I admire where you're at right now. Too often what we have is people who take an ideological position and then refuse to change with evidence put in front of them. We see them on places like that platform formerly known as Twitter. And I think it's really interesting that you're looking at the world not tribally. We're tribal people, and we find our side and we stick with it no matter what. And I said this to Bomber last night, the intelligent debate versus ideology conversation. And you're definitely not the ideologue. You're the one who's weighing up the conversation and deciding, what's right, what's wrong, what did I do wrong there last time, what am I going to do next time? So I just applaud you for it, mate. It's actually exciting to hear some people like you are out there, because I think, as we've seen tonight, look, this is an echo chamber of somewhat, because people who like our content watch us. But it's very gratifying to hear that there are others out there like you who are making their own decisions and then coming along and being a part of what we do moving forward, because together we're a lot stronger as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and for sure I've been sharing it around.
Cool, man.
I was at my parents' place the other day and tried to share it with them, but they are, in their 70s. It's pretty hard to sway them, if you know what I mean.
All good, bro. Hey, thanks for calling. Really appreciate your time.
Yep, all good.
Bye, Sam.